Hey everybody, we're live. We're just hours away from kickoff for Sunday, September 7th, the first day of the 2025 NFL season. NFL season that promises to be a really, really exciting one. So, what do you think my predictions are for the upcoming games tomorrow? This is for week one. Well, that's a very good question. I will get right to it. Let's get right to the slate of contests. First of all, we have the Dolphins visiting the Miami Dolphins visiting the Colts. The Colts have a new quarterback, Daniel Jones, who previously played for the New York Giants. Daniel can be a very effective ball control passing quarterback. However, his weakness is a tendency to, when rushed, force the ball, and when he's on the run, he can fumble it at times. But and on top of that, he has a tendency to, on dig routes, occasionally miss. But if the Colts move him in the pocket, I think they have a good chance of beating the Dolphins. Not a great one because Mike McDaniels is one of the best offensive game planners in the NFL active. And he, while he has his weakness there, is he has a small set of plays that are extremely effective. But if you don't put the clamps on those plays during the game by making the right adjustments or do your homework and figure out what they're going to be, it's going to be a long day for you. And he may just set a record against your defense. So, knowing this, I'm going to pick the Dolphins to walk in and beat the Colts. Not by much, but I'd be very surprised if they walked out of Indianapolis as a loser rather than a winner. So I would take the Dolphins. Now we gets us to the Steelers and the Jets and the debut of Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers has one thing going for him. Arthur Smith understands how to run or design a great run scheme. However, they're going up against the Steelers, which historically have had among the NFL's most effective defenses. And the wild card is, the Jets. They're going up with let me rephrase that entirely. It's long, okay? I'm just going to make this really simple. I believe the Steelers are going to beat the Jets. And it's simply because the Jets have a lot of unproven elements, and it's hard to get a beat on exactly what they're going to do offensively. Defensively, I have some understanding. I think they're going to be effective with their defensive coordinator now, head coach Aaron Glenn. But the Steelers have experience on their side, experience at head coach, experience at quarterback, combined with effectiveness in personnel on defense and some exciting offensive additions. So the Steelers should come out with a win. Whether or not they do is something else. But as I look at it on paper, the Steelers are the better team. Now we go to the Panthers visiting the Jaguars, the very exciting Jaguars. The Panthers, however, are an impressively coached team. Dave Canales and his staff really pay attention to detail. And so I'm going to say that while the Jaguars look like they're going to be the more exciting team, I believe the Panthers are the better coached team. And so I expect the Panthers to beat the Jaguars. That brings us to the Cardinals visiting the Saints. I am not excited about the Saints. Kellen Moore's attention to detail is extremely lacking. He seems uncertain in his decision making. I'm not certain about what kind of, well, I know what kind of scheme he's going to put out there, but I don't know what he's going to do that's going to be effective. I'm not impressed with his game planning, preparation, or play design, or coaching technique. So for those reasons, I really believe, I'll just say this, I believe that the Cardinals are set to blow out the Saints. I believe the Cardinals, if there's going to be a blowout today, it's going to come from the St. Louis, or we used to call the St. Louis Cardinals. Now we call them, of course, the Arizona Cardinals, visiting the Saints in the Superdome. Now, I know this is the anniversary of Katrina and everything else. A lot to look back on, but that's not going to translate into a victory for the Saints. I'm sorry. The Giants visiting the Commanders. Wow. The Giants have a whole new offense with Russell Wilson at the helm. The Commanders are an exciting team with a great addition. Yeah, they've got this man has a tendency to, wherever he goes, gain a Super Bowl for that team. And I believe that's going to happen this time because the Giants have to block this new addition. And the problem is that the Commanders uh, um, have essentially matched in terms of weaponry what other teams have. They don't have to worry about that now, and because the great All-Pro Super Bowl champion Von Miller is going to be the difference maker in this contest, and is going to effectively stop the Giants' offense. Now, the other question is, will Jackson Dart or Jameis Winston get a chance to play, or will they be needed to play? And I believe this is going to be a rough and tumble contest. I believe this is going to be the kind of game where, hey, someone thinks, wow, someone comes out of this with injuries. We'll see what happens here. This is a NFC East battle royale. Let's see what transpires. I can't wait to watch this contest, or at least monitor it from a distance. Now, that brings us to Bucks Falcons, and that's the game going to be played here. The Falcons are going to give the Buccaneers a very hard time. Why? Because the Falcons have a brand new offense. You would say, what do you mean brand new offense? They have the same people returning. And Michael Penix is the starter. And I believe the Buccaneers are going to stretch the field with Penix, and they're going to tax the Buccaneers defense in a way that it hasn't been from a Falcons team ever before. The question is, can the Buccaneers handle that pressure? My answer is, I don't believe they can. The Falcons will prevail. Now, we've got what happened to the Cowboys and the Eagles there. I'm sorry, I went the wrong way, didn't I? I gave you Commanders, Bucks, Falcons, Bengals, Browns. Okay, now we got the Bengals, Browns. The Bengals are the better team than the Browns. The Browns do have Joe Flacco at quarterback, and a very effective short passing game. I'm going to give them that. But the Bengals under Joe Burrow, they are the darlings, and they have the darling passing offense in the NFL. Very difficult to stop. The question is, will their defense be able to handle the Browns' offense? I'm going to bet that the answer is going to be yes there. We'll see. We come to the Raiders and Patriots. There's a lot of reasons why I believe the Raiders are poised to blow the Patriots out of the stadium. I said it just like that. But Mike Vrabel is the new coach, a stickler for detail, masterful at leading greatly designed game plans. This is a toss-up. As much as I want to pick the Raiders, I believe Vrabel makes the difference by his coaching acumen. And so because of that, and we have Mike Vrabel versus Pete Carroll, a toss-up. But I think the Raiders are going to be the prevailing one because they have the better quarterback and weaponry. Seahawks hosting the visiting 49ers. Wow. Will Christian McCaffrey play or won't he? What will happen here with the Seahawks and the 49ers? The 49ers have lost some key players at key positions, but they made some interesting additions. This contest with the Seahawks adding also Cooper Kupp and other weaponry, it makes it interesting. I'm going to pick the Seahawks in this one. Kyle Shanahan does get a consideration for victory because of his preparation against teams and game planning. But the team speed of the Seahawks concerns me with respect to the 49ers. The 49ers also have a new defensive coordinator, Mr. Salah, and so Robert Salah. And he is, I believe, going to get that crew back to Super Bowl winning form. The question is, will they do it against the Seahawks? So, I said Seahawks will win, but I'm going to turn it around. I believe the 49ers are going to come out of this victorious. So I'm picking the Niners. The Titans versus the Broncos. Oh boy. This is going to be another barn burner. The Titans visiting the Broncos. The Titans have new quarterback Cam Ward. The Broncos have quasi-new quarterback Bo Nix. The Broncos, however, have excellent head coach in Sean Payton, and I love his use and modification of the Oregon offense. The trouble is that there's more of a book on what the Broncos will do now because they've had a whole year for other teams to basically record what they do. That makes them vulnerable. The Titans, I believe, are a brand new team with a brand new quarterback and a brand new energy. I don't know schematically exactly how they're going to approach the Broncos. We'll find out. But I'm going to give the edge to the Titans here. I think the Titans are going to pull out of this one with a win. Now, that gives us the Lions and the Packers. Lions visiting the Packers. There are a lot of reasons to believe the Packers will wipe the floor with the Lions. But this is a different Lions team with a different offense. And so the Packers don't have a book on the offense that the Lions are going to present. I believe that also the Packers have a new rusher. And that person who once played for the Cowboys, will he make a difference? I firmly believe that the Cowboys trade and the emotion behind it will really factor into this game. Micah Parsons should be the home wrecker here, depending on how the Packers use him. There are a lot of reasons to pick the Packers here. There are a lot of reasons to pick the Lions. It's going to be a close game, but I've got to go with the Packers. We'll see, but we have some modifications there. You know what? I will do this. I'm going to call Lions and Packers even. But you say, I got to pick one, do I? I call it even. This is a hard one. Even. It's going to be a great game. Texans and Rams. The Rams, they've lost some weapons. They actually gained, however, Devontae Adams, a great wide receiving power. The Texans, I believe, are coming in with, again, another team with a new offensive coordinator, different approach, fantastic quarterback. I'm picking the Texans to upset the Rams here. For those who believe that the Rams are going to win at home, I'm going to pick the Texans here. Now we have the Ravens visiting the Bills. Oh boy. Okay, I'm telling you, the Ravens are going to walk in and they're going to just win, period. They have fast starts, fantastic game plans, smothering defense. Fast starts when they get out of the gate to start a season. This time will be no different. The Bills will get smothered. I'm picking the Ravens. Vikings going to the brand new Bears. Wow, I'm picking the brand new Bears. They're excited. They have that energy. They have great at the offensive design. It will be fascinating to see how the Vikings defense and their construct of a flexible pressure defense created by Brian Flores handles the Bears offense. I'm picking the Bears in a close one. So there we are, folks. Those are the week one picks that I have. What say you? Who do you think is going to win? What do you think is going to happen? We're about to find out. Subscribe to Zennie62 on YouTube and bookmark NFL News by Zennie62.com. And if you haven't seen NFL News by Zennie62.com, I'll show it to you right now. I'm very proud of what I built here. In fact, it's got on the front page, you see it there, right? There it is. What is that? That's what we're talking about right now. And if I click on it, isn't that really cool? And if I click on it, it goes to the page that has the photograph and the video right there. So all you have to do, watch this, folks, don't get dizzy. Click. There we go, right? Isn't that cool? Okay, isn't that cool? Yeah, that is cool. You have to admit that's cool. That is very cool. You've seen double, maybe triple. Yeah, something like that. All right. So check it out, folks. NFL News by Zennie62. Live long and prosper. And we'll see you.